Assalamu alaikum, all are well. Everyone is good in the grace of Allah. The thing I will present to you today is the revolutionary change in my life, the story of a Muslim sister. However, before starting, click the subscribe button now and do not subscribe to my channel and stay with us to get new updates. So let's start today. I want to hear about your life before and after starting my hijab. I was a 20-year-old Muslim girl born in the Arabian Gulf region in the early homeland of Islam. I believed that the hijab was not so important. Even if my mother used to wear hijab, she did not force me or my sister to read it. He thought the work should be self-motivated, or else we would leave the hijab out of its cover. I think the idea is somewhat correct. Or when we grow up, the hijab reading will seem very difficult to us, because it is very difficult to get used to it all the time, and then suddenly it can be very difficult to change it. It takes a long time to change the mind. Anyway, I love to represent myself beautifully because I was very interesting to see. And that was the most difficult part. I love to buy expensive costumes, dressing myself with them. I used to enjoy everybody looking at me and specifically mark me. I love to hear the praise, "The little girl is beautiful." After finishing my secondary level study, I decided to go to America for higher education. There I noticed an issue which I have never seen before. It is Muslim society and community. This is a remarkable society with Muslims who are doing the same thing as Islam. Muslims in the Arab Gulf region were born as Muslims. They do not have to ask any questions because everything is very obvious. We did not have to worry about our own faith and how to believe in God because we grew up as Muslims and all around us were Muslims. We had no idea about the nature of real Islam and how it feels to live in a mixed society with all kinds of religions. I realized that the people of the Gulf did not practice pure religion, which was a mixture of religion and culture. I discovered many which I used to think as Islamic are actually cultural beliefs, and they are very wrong in most cases. I knew that pure Islam is not about which we grew up, but it was full of meaninglessness which has long been part of our culture. The source of pure Islamic education is only Quran and Sunnah. When American people came to know that I was a Muslim, they always asked me questions about Islam. Most of the time, I could not answer them. As a result, I started to make Islamic books and internet hotspots to learn pure Islam. My condition was like someone who never heard of Islam before. I learned a lot of things which I did not know before. I started going to the mosque and started talking to many brothers and sisters about Islamic and participating in the discussion. I can swear that in my own country I have never visited a mosque and did not think about it. Although there were thousands of mosques in my country, without me, all the sisters in the mosque would have used the hijab. Other than me, all were American. They were very generous about me and I respected them so much. I started thinking about it forever and dreamed of reading my hijab. I suddenly started experiencing a strange feeling, and instead of looking at someone looking at me, I began to feel resentful. I felt like a picture of myself which does not have any brain or heart. Finally, I decided to start the hijab. This is the greatest decision taken in my life. For the first time in my life, I felt that I am a strong man. I work according to what I believe. I do not care what the people around me say about me or how I look at me. The first day after reading the hijab was the most beautiful. I never felt as happy and liberal as I did the day. And it was unbelievable for friends and relatives that I could actually do it, and everybody said that it would not last long for me. Perhaps their guess is one of the many factors that still help me to continue reading the hijab. I had to fight for my own sake. I always love this world's life and I want to enjoy it the best. But the time had come to stop him and I did it. After some days everyone started looking at me as if they had never seen before. Everyone started to believe me so deeply because they knew I was a godly person. This concept was born in the midst of them. Hijab. I can go anywhere and no one looks at me like I am a picture or dead body. However, I still wear beautiful clothes and decorate. When I am only among my sisters and it is more fun, clean entertainment. I believe that Allah has compulsory hijab to help us to make our life easier. It helps a reputable bridge between men and women. Besides, it is the matter of raising his beauty only to himself and to those whom Allah has given permission. It is a symbol like all other religions that I am a Muslim, as the Jews wear a small cup on their heads and Christians cross later. None of them feel ashamed to read it publicly. No human has a bad idea about this. A little girl hijabs to save her from getting involved in wrong or unlawful activities. The woman who falls in the hijab is convinced that she can do anything and face any problem in the way of life. Everyone around you will trust you because you trust yourself. Do not you know that your external aspects are very important? Do not you know it very valuable? You do not need anyone to tell you that beautiful because you know it. And you do not need anybody to look at you in such a way that you are not a beautiful picture because you are a man.